Hello everyone and welcome to our channel NetLogic. My name is Advocate Rajesh Pingle and I am coming before you today to talk about cyber safety and cyber security. But before we proceed, I would like to introduce myself. I've been practicing in the area of cyber laws for the past 10 years. Apart from my practice, I also teach cyber laws, data protection laws and IPR in various universities, colleges, law enforcement agencies, public prosecutor and judges in India as well as in other countries. Today, I would like to talk about phishing. You all might have heard about FISHING phishing, right? Where the fishermen would go to the sea, they throw their net to catch fish. In this context, we are going to talk about PHISHING phishing, wherein the cyber criminal would throw their net across the internet to catch you as their fish. I would like to divide this video into three parts. The first part I would like to talk about is the basics of phishing or the definition of phishing. Secondly, I would like to discuss various types of phishing or how exactly it takes place. Thirdly, I will talk about how to avoid these phishing scams, or if you're a victim of a phishing scam, what to do next, what are the next steps. So let's start. Phishing is a criminally fraudulent process wherein the cyber criminal would try to obtain your personal or sensitive personal information from you by various methods. Let's take an example. If you receive an email or a message, that email might appear from a very genuine source, like from your government or from your bank, but the content of that email, there would be a link or an attachment. If you click on that link, you would be redirected to a different website. That website might look like a genuine website like your bank website, but it's exactly a clone website or a fake website, wherein if you put your details, the cyber criminal would easily able to obtain your username and password or any other sensitive personal information. That information would be used against you, and subsequently your bank account would be hijacked and the money would be withdrawn from the bank. Phishing has been happening in our country and across the globe for the past 10-15 years, what I can recollect. The method remains the same, only the content of the email keeps on changing continuously as per the news or as per the latest information which the cyber criminal has with them. So let's talk about lottery scam first, or emails received as winning a lottery or winning a jackpot. Now, if you might have received those emails, because I have received several emails and several messages of such, wherein I have been awarded XYZ amount as a lottery winning amount. If I click on the link to claim that amount, I would be redirected again to a different page, wherein that page would specifically ask my personal or sensitive personal information from me. In the same manner, you might receive a message in your WhatsApp, or you might receive a message from your colleague asking for money on Facebook or on any other social media. Second would be, again, the content keeps on changing. The second would be receiving a fake job offer scam via LinkedIn or via email. Again, modus operandi remains the same, or how it takes place, how the crime takes place remains the same, but the content of the message keeps on changing. In today's context, firstly, I hope all of you are safe and keeping healthy in this COVID-19 pandemic. So in today's context, you might receive an email from your government or from the health department of your government stating that we are rolling out COVID-19 vaccines, or we are rolling out free test kits to you. Right? If you click on that email, again you would be redirected to a government website which might look identical, but it's a fake website, wherein your personal information will be asked. Once you put that information, again that information would be used against you. There is no COVID-19 vaccine available as of now. Secondly, if you receive such emails, always contact the relevant government department by dialing their authentic number. Do not use the information which is provided in that email. It's a fake email, it's a phishing email. Do not use the email address, do not reply to that email address, or do not call the number provided in that email address. Try to find out the authentic URL of the government website, and then visit that government website to find out the actual correct information. Also, you might receive an email or a message where the subject line states that donation for the PM Care Fund, but actually these frauds have been happening, so you need to be very careful. That email or the message might contain a wrong number or a fake number, and or a fake UPI ID or a fake bank account, and if you transfer money to that bank account, it directly goes to the cyber criminal. Thirdly, I would like to talk about how to avoid being a victim of a phishing scam. If you happen to receive an email from an unknown sender, do not open that email. If you open that email and if you see there are various links in that email, do not click on any of the link. And if there is an attachment to that email, do not download that attachment. If you download that attachment, there is always a possibility that a malware can get installed on your system, or a virus can get downloaded on your system. Subsequent to this, the cyber criminal can easily access your sensitive personal information, which can be used against you. So avoid doing all these activities, or avoid doing all these aforementioned things. If you receive a message on WhatsApp or on your phone, then do not blindly forward that message to anyone. Please stop being a blind follower of WhatsApp University. So always check those messages, always check the genuineness of the content before forwarding it to anyone, or before opening any link which is there in the message. Always remember that. Subsequent to this, I would like to talk about the use of antivirus. Always use good, genuine licensed antivirus which can protect you from these phishing scams, because nowadays many of the antiviruses have good anti-phishing features which can protect you. Let's take an example that if you are visiting a fake website or a phishing website, the antivirus can inform you well in advance that you are visiting a fake or a phishing website, so that you can stop the scam there itself. You can stop visiting that website. If unfortunately you fall victim to these phishing scams, what to do next? Immediately inform your nearest police station or your cybercrime cell. Nowadays they have online portal. You can go to the online portal and you can file your complaint. You can ask them as well as your bank to stop the transaction if you find it out immediately, or you can ask your bank or the law enforcement agency to contact the beneficiary bank and freeze that specific beneficiary account. That is the only way you can receive your money back. Otherwise, the money is gone forever, because these cyber criminals are very clever. They transfer the money to different accounts, to different money mule accounts, and it's very difficult for the police officials also to track them and to catch hold of them. So you can try to recover the money by contacting your bank or the law enforcement agencies as early as possible. I also would like to talk about one more thing. Nowadays, many have received Facebook messages from their friends, from their loved ones, stating that they are in dire need of money. Because considering the economy, considering the current situation, you might think, okay, the person is in need of money, and you might transfer that money through Google Pay or through Phone Pay or any other channel. You need to contact them first before sending any amount to your loved ones, because these cyber criminals try to exploit you emotionally, and then they would obviously create a scenario wherein they are in a dire need of the amount they have to visit the hospital, or they have fallen sick because of COVID-19, and because of the hospitalization they are in need of a large amount, or they are in need of a very small amount. It can happen either way. So you need to contact your loved ones or your friends immediately by phone and to ask them whether this message is from them or not. So I definitely feel that this information what you have received today would help you in your future, and you would be more careful in opening unknown emails, or if you have received any unknown information, you would be cross verifying that information with the genuine sources and then moving forward. So let's hope to keep our India cyber safe, and thank you for watching the video. Do like, subscribe, and forward the video and share it with your friends, family. Thank you so much.